Oh, Ralph, what are you doing? Even though the Cyrax recap is the most popular thing that I upload on this channel, I've always seen Ralph as my favorite lolcow to talk about. Or at least I did until the disaster that was Ralphomania, an event so boring and unwatchable that it essentially ruined Ralph for me for like 6 months. But I might be getting a little ahead of myself. For my non-Ralph audience watching this for the first time, which is most likely around a quarter of you, you have no idea what you're in for today. As many of the rest of you are surely aware, Ralph just went Scorched Earth on Cozy TV and America First. This wasn't just salting the earth. Ralph just pulled the equivalent of a Piggy Uno reverse Chernobyl to the streaming site Cozy TV, doxing the other streamers on the site, the moderators, and of course its donators. But how did we get here? The most dangerous creation of any society is the man who has nothing to lose. James Baldwin. Ralph, back in November 2018, had been banned off YouTube after the Wall Street Journal wrote an article on his stream, The Heel Stream. Since then, he had moved around from Stream.me, then to DLive, and eventually to his own site, Killstream.live. While Ralph had a sizable audience and was able to reach 5,000 viewers a night while he was on YouTube, he had a problem from switching between all these alternative sites, a problem that all of us at some point have been on the other end of. See, if you're going to grow as a content creator, you need to do that exact thing, grow. There will always be people that slowly drift off from watching you. Sometimes they unsub, something that for all you guys still under 100 subs working hard to build up your channels know the feeling of. And sometimes they just stop watching while still following your channel on paper. A great example of this would be DSP. Despite making videos for like 14 years and having over 200,000 subs, he has trouble breaking the 1,000 view mark on his videos. And I've seen Cyrax himself get more live viewers while live streaming. I know that DSP is a bit of an extreme case, especially when you think about how lazy that man is, but I still think that it goes with my point, that you not only have to grow to replace viewers that leave, but you also need to keep said viewers. Every time that someone switches platforms from YouTube or Twitch, you can expect to take a big hit. If you compare PewDiePie's DLive numbers to his YouTube numbers, you can see that he gets less than 1 returning viewer per 100. So with Ralph switching platforms multiple times, the Killstream needed a home, and not the official Killstream website where only his most loyal viewers would go, but somewhere with other streamers, somewhere where he could try and get his numbers back to the old internet bloodsports days. Well, on November 13th, 2021, Ralph announced that he would be joining Cozy TV, the Killstream's new home for almost 2 years. But Audentum, I hear you saying, where is this going? I just want to hear Ralph go ballistic on Nick Fuentes. Well, don't worry, you're gonna get your fix, because I want it just as badly as you do. But first, I want to give a quick history lesson for those who haven't been keeping up with Ralph the past few years, or even for people looking at this event a few years down the line. Cozy TV, the new home of the Killstream, was registered on August 27th, 2021 by a catboy enthusiast named Nicholas J. Fuentes, the figurehead of America First. Like Ralph, Nick had also been kicked off every other platform that you can think of, so making his own little Deck Out the Glasses website wasn't a bad idea. Get other online personalities that have nowhere else to go on your website and start getting to work. And who better to bring on to your new streaming site than Ethan Ralph, someone that not only shares many of your ideological and political views, but someone with an audience of his own. An audience that already knows who you are because you got famous from going on the Killstream. Now, I could show them getting along for the first time they've spoken, but where is the fun in that? On April 19th, 2018, Ralph and Nick would go at it for the first time in what I'm pretty sure was the second or third time they've ever had a conversation with each other on Warski Live. These are just some of my favorite clips.
I didn't expect this at all. I promise you, I'm not the one. I didn't set this up, but Ralph, who is a friend of the show, I've been enjoying him on Kumite, hung out on his show last night. It's good times. And then I see, because Ralph's my pal, Nick's my pal, and then I see on Twitter about maybe a half an hour before the show started, you two were at each other's throats.
Sometimes the best things in life are unexpected, Andy. You know, you never know, man.
I didn't expect this. Can we get like an overview of what happened, or?
So basically, somebody had told me that he was kind of talking behind the scenes about the whole bake thing. Then they showed me. Now, to be fair, this is just a Twitter, like, so it's not the end of the world. But he liked a tweet where it says Warski wanted a bigger chunk of the Bloodsport super chat pie, so he took out the competition. He's not worried about curry lover Ralph Tard as a competitor. So then I tweeted at him. Let me go back. I'm gonna try to go in order here.
And if I may,
actually, I didn't tweet it. Actually, I didn't tweet at him. I tweeted at the person who originally said that.
No, you tweeted at me.
No. Here's the original.
Yeah,
tweet.
you did. No, man up to it.
Nick.
Man
I got
up
the
to
tweet
it.
right here, dude. I mean, I mentioned you in the tweet. I subtweeted you. If you want to.
It's
Dude, I've
easy
been
for you
arrested.
guys
What
to
are you talking
laugh
about? You
at
just
it when
posted my
you-
mugshot on your fucking Twitter. You don't see me
that's
crying about it.
well, and we'll get
Okay,
into
so
that.
what?
We'll
Like,
get into that in a
but
moment.
but you're like, please don't bully. Please, poor Baked Alaska.
It's-
Please
no,
don't
no,
bully
no,
him.
no,
Oh,
no.
you guys are so fucking mean to
guys-
Baked Alaska. Oh God,
Here's the
oh,
thing.
please leave the guy alone. Oh my God, and you're doing all this shit. Like, come on, dude.
Shut the up. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that in a
Seriously,
moment.
man. What-
Why
how
you
big of a
deserve?
cuck are you,
Why
dude?
you deserve?
Is he paying you right now? Is that what's going
Why
on?
you
Like, I don't
deserve
understand.
what you have coming? Listen, you 5'1", 300.
I'm not even 5 foot.
Marion,
Hey,
drunken
you wanna meet
slob
me?
felon.
Come
We
here and
will
meet me
get
in
into
public,
that.
bitch.
We will get into
Okay,
that. Yeah,
okay.
you're
Okay, guys.
You're
19
Talking over
discount Ben
doesn't-
Shapiro.
We
over
will
each
get
other.
into that in a moment.
Discount Ben
Guys,
Shapiro.
Yeah,
talking,
yeah,
talking,
yeah,
guys,
Very tough, very tough.
talking over each other doesn't serve anything.
Please be nice to them.
You're absolutely vile. You're as ugly on
Yeah,
the inside
it's
as
just
you
honest.
are on the
you,
outside.
You can attack how you attack and then run
You
and cry
are-
when you
you
get what you
are-
gave right back at you.
You're obese.
And if you think
you're
I give a fuck,
felon.
dude, you're a fucking little piece of shit. I mean, that's all you are.
That's-
A little
that's the best
discount
you
Ben
got. That's the
Shapiro
best you
who
got.
thinks he's going to be a
That's the best
pundit,
you
and you're
got.
not. You look at your little green screen. You look like a back with your background. It just looks like the most Bush League, nastiest, just laughable I've ever seen in my life. I mean, good Lord, you'd be better just to do an audio podcast. You look like a joke in front of that green screen.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what to tell you.
Who brought
Attack
me on my appearance? You got plenty of room to talk about appearances, fat boy. You know, how tall are you? If you're not 5'1", tell me how tall
I
are
am
you.
5'9", so.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm sure.
Of course, with Ralph and Nick both mutually benefiting from an alliance with each other, it seemed like it would be easy to put aside their differences in exchange for what I said before. Ralph could park his sizable and loyal audience on Nick's website and try to grow from the other cozy streamers' audiences that might decide to check him out, and Nick would get more viewers on his website, making it a more legitimate competitor to other streaming sites. A good comparison that I can think of right now is how even though I think Odyssey has a better layout than Rumble, especially when it comes to channel pages, but because Rumble is more of a competitor to YouTube than Odyssey when it comes to people on the site, especially when you look at poor BitChute, people decide to go to Rumble. So Ralph would work with the other cozy streamers as well as going to their events. We all know that he was making an average of $1,600 a week before power chat deductions, his Stripe loan, child support, and taxes. So what could go wrong? What could possibly start to ruin this relationship? Well, it was a combo of two things, the first being that Nick and his followers are very anti-drug and alcohol. That's not really a bad thing, and to a degree can be quite respectable, but it definitely set up some animosity with Ralph, seeing that he's the complete and polar opposite. When Ralph said that he spent more money on spilt liquor than Flamenco spent on new shoes, he wasn't joking. And you don't have to take my word for it either. Last December, I messaged Ralph's ex-best friend, Gator, about how much Ralph drank for a video I was working on, and Gator hooked me up with the deets. He wouldn't drink a whole bottle every single night, but there were times he'd polish a whole bottle of liquor off and then start going for whatever he had left, liquor, beer, etc. During the height of the pill stream era, it got bad though. He was popping whole bars of Xanax and chasing them down with Maker's Mark. His room was full of nothing but beer cans, cigarette butts, empty liquor bottles, and pill bottles. So, needless to say, that's the first road bump that we run into when it comes to Nick and Ralph's relationship. But that wasn't just Nick's problem. I mean, if you're going to get to the point that Ralph was at, where you don't care that you've lost friendships and your marriage, in this case to Nora, you obviously don't care what others think about you enough to stop, or even slow down. So, what was Ralph's breaking point with Nick? Well, on April 22nd, 2022, Ralph's greatest foe, Mrmetokur, aka Jim, would debate Nick Fuentes on Michael Alberto's stream. And Jim would get Nick to say this about Ralph when asked what Nick would say to make fun of Ralph.
No, I didn't say it was.
What would be the appropriate way? What would be the appropriate way to make fun of Ethan Ralph?
I said it indicates.
Give me some examples of what would the appropriate funny haha way of being to make fun of Ralph.
I don't know. You're the expert. I'm a political.
You just
guy.
told me. You just told me I'm not funny, and you're the expert of humor. So tell me.
Yeah, but
help me out. Teach me, Master.
I will. Thank you. Yeah, you should call me that. Call me Master from now on, okay?
Yeah,
Master
no, teach me. Show me.
Call me Master.
What's a good way?
Wait. Call me Master.
What's a good way?
Excuse me, servant. Call me Master Nick from now on. Thank you.
I'm not Jaden. Okay,
thank you.
Put your hands up so I can see them.
And another one.
Put your hands up so I can see them.
I'm floundering. Let's grab something. I'm floundering. Let's grab something from Keemstar.
Oh, you're grabbing something, all right. You're grabbing something, all right.
Oh, and this is what we came here for. So here's what I'm trying to say. I don't go around gossiping about people for a living. I'm just funny. I have a funny way about me. I have a good sense of humor. Your job is sort of like this malicious slander and gossip. And
oh my God,
I just think that makes you. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you're a bad guy. You're not the guy you think you are.
Help reform me, Nick. I need you to.
You don't have enough time. You don't have enough time.
How to be humorous?
I would, but there's not enough time to fix. We both know there's just not enough time for you.
Why is that? Why is there not enough time?
Because you're on your way out. You're on your way out.
Why am I on my way out? Why am I on my way out?
Ethan Rathasarpus Peter sent $50
or something, right?
Yeah, it's probably deserved, right? Like when a dude gets cancer, he deserves it.
I don't think it's deserved. I think
that's true for. I think that's true for women too. I think if you're a woman and you get cancer, you're probably a cheating. You deserve it.
That's a horrible thing to say. I would never say something like that. I'm just saying I can't. I'm just saying I can't help you because time is not on your side. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
I feel bad for you, and believe.
Well, then give me a quick lesson. You're so witty and sharp. Give me a quick lesson.
Okay, well, like if I were to attack Ethan Ralph, if I were really to go after him,
awesome.
I think the fat jokes are played out. Like I think that's too easy. I think that's sort of lame. So I would maybe go. Well, it's actually kind of tricky because Ethan Ralph doesn't really care. Basically everything's been said about this guy. He's fat. He smelled his finger. He did that. Whatever. Like that's already kind of all played out. If I really want to go after Ethan Ralph, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do that because the guy's my friend, first of all. So I don't know that I would actually maliciously.
Sounds scared. I mean, just you can't give me an example. It's weird.
If I were to make fun of Ethan Ralph, I would probably go after the sunglasses. I would go after. Well, yeah, I'll admit when he got beat up in Portugal, that was a little bit funny. It was funny when you made fun of him for that. I'll say that. I would stick with something like that.
Now, I honestly can't prove that that's where Ralph was ready to go after Nick Fuentes as a new death enemy. But what I can prove is that I'm not the only one that thought that. On April 24th, 2022, the Keno Casino crew of Andy Warski and PPP watched the same video, and this is what they thought.
If I really want to go after Ethan Ralph, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't do that because the guy's my friend, first of all.
By the way, this next part is hilarious.
He does the cop out. He's I wouldn't do that.
No.
Then Jim presses it more, but I know the next part.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you remember? Okay, yeah, this is so good, dude.
So I don't know that I would actually maliciously.
Sounds scared. I mean, just you can't give me an example. It's weird.
If I were to make fun of Ethan Ralph, I would probably go after the sunglasses. I would go after. Well, yeah, I'll admit when he got beat up in Portugal, that was a little bit funny. It was funny when you made fun of him for that.
So I was watching Ralph's stream when he said this, okay, and Ralph laughed. Went, yeah, it was pretty funny. No, Ralph. When Metokur brought this up on a stream as a tiny segment, that's what caused you to hate Jim.
That's what set it all up.
Yes.
You just could have ignored it if it was so funny. But when it comes from Nicholas J. Fuentes, now it's funny. Now it's... Okay, Ralph is seething that Nick did this to him. Mm-hmm. And you just know Ralph's waiting for the moment to put the knife in Nick's back.
Yep.
And every attack that Metokur has launched on Nick, Ralph will launch on Nick 4 times over, which is why it's just retarded for Nick to like prop this guy up, because all he's going to do with you propping him up is stab you right in the back. The moment it's at his opportunity, he will. The loyalty doesn't go both ways with Ethan Ralph there, Mr. Fuentes. I'm sorry to say, but
he'll be Nick the knifed.
Yeah.
Home run. All right.
So, as you could probably guess, PPP and Andy Warski couldn't have been more right. But what do you say we look back a couple months again to January 31st, 2022, and see just what Mr. Fuentes found so funny when it came to Jim's jokes on Ralph? If I showed the whole thing, it would be a bit much, so I'll cut it down for time.
Well, let's see. Do I have anything left here? I don't know. God, I've talked about so much stuff. We talked about the merch documentary, the Xbox buyout, anti-work subreddit, the honk, if you can hear me. What else do we have here? Oh, it looks like Dick Masterson sent me a clip from his show to play. I don't know why he'd do that. Apparently, he said, "Please, Jim, play this on your stream. I think people will enjoy it." Okay. I'm a big Dick Masterson fan. If he's asking me to do that for him, I can help you out. I can do a solid for you, brother.
Ralph, are you there?
What's up, man? Can you hear me? How do I
you sound fantastic.
What's up, Ralph? How you doing?
You're making me sick
I'm doing
with
great.
jealousy.
I'm doing great, man. You're chopping up a little bit, so I was trying to see if I could hear you, but it sounds okay now.
Cool.
Am I still good?
Yeah, you're good.
You sound great.
Okay.
How's the trip been so far? Please say horrible.
Actually, it's been awesome.
Uh-oh. It looks like there's been a little bit of trouble in paradise. What happened? Oh no. Somebody's got a bit of an owie. I'm not sure what's going on here. Chat, I guess we're going to have to go over the story of what that clip's about. Dick, I don't know. Whew, it's a little harsh, but okay, Mr. Masterson. Apparently our story begins about 2 weeks back when Ethan Ralph and Andy Warski were having a fight on Twitter, which led to Ethan Ralph declaring that he was going to fly out to Portugal to teach Andy a lesson. Anybody interested in seeing me fly to Portugal this Sunday and do a week of shows and reporting from that country? No. I don't even know who you are. Anybody want to see me go to Portugal? No. It's a little harsh, but okay. Of course, Andy's response, do it. I dare you. Do it. Please do it. Also, Vax Ralph confirmed. Uh-oh. Now, originally, Ralph was going to be flying out to Portugal, I guess as a way to teach Andy a lesson. Andy had wanted to move out there. He talked about moving out there, but he hadn't moved out there yet. So Ralph was like, I've got the money. I'm going to go out there and rub it in your face. And I'm going to bring Dick Masterson along with me. But what do you know? At the very last minute, mysteriously, Dick Masterson broke his foot. Later on, explaining, holy shit, am I glad I faked breaking my foot to get out of this? When Ralph had said, well, I've definitely got my experience in Portugal in a way I never thought I would. What is it with me with 4-on-1 fights? LOL. And forgive my hair, but that's not a stylist on call here in the hospital. Now, I think Dick knew what was going on ahead of time. You don't want to be in a foreign country and be too American, like walking around in a Burger King hat. It's probably asking to be beaten to death in the streets of Portugal. It's such an Mrmetokur meme. I should go to a foreign country and eat hamburgers. They could spot you a mile away. In fact, I think Burger King and McDonald's exist in foreign countries just to point out who the American tourist is. And surely enough, that's what happened. Now, after Ralph tweeted this, there was a little bit of discussion. Is he going to go? Is he not going to go? Dick broke his foot. He's not going to go. Maybe this isn't going to happen. So Andy started a new show recently with PPP called the Kino Casino. Decided to do an episode called the Fuck Ralph Festival. And I'm fairly certain this was enough to really push Ralph over the edge and to confirm his trip to Portugal. So Ralph flies out there. He's having a wonderful time eating Burger King, the food of the Portuguese people. We all know they love their Big Macs and their French fries in Portugal. And then, of course, what happens when you're American in a foreign country? Well, keeping it real goes wrong. Oh, wait, don't want to jump ahead. Jumped ahead a little on that one. Here's a tweet from somebody once he had made landfall in Lisbon, Portugal, which is the capital. Get out of my country, retard. To which he said, come make me, bitch. And then 3 days later, Ethan is being taken care of at a hospital in Lisbon. He has surgery in the morning to repair his orbital bone. He will be recovering in there for about a week. Thank you all for your concern and well wishes. He's an incredibly strong man. Cannot wait for his return. Now, to add some insult to the injury, he was robbed. Gator asking him, did you get back. Some of it, basically 150 euros, my bag and my cards is what they got. I kept fighting, but it wasn't a good idea, LOL. Kept my phone, watch, and some of my still have my passport. To add even more insult to even more injury, they put his purse up for sale on eBay. Ethan Ralph flew out to a foreign country to teach Andy Warski a lesson and was beaten in the streets to the point of needing hospitalization and surgery. They then stole his purse and sold it on eBay. How does that fucking happen? How do you get your purse stolen? Why do you have a purse? Mrmetokur! Ralph, what the fuck? What makes this even funnier is this tweet before all of this happening. 5-star days is all I fuck with now. I only fuck with 5-star days. This is almost this quote. Quote from Man Stabbed. What are you going to do? Stab me? Apparently, yes. Apparently, yes, you're going to get stabbed. 5-star days. I'm having such a good time down here. Fuck you, Andy Warski. Look at my merce. I got a beautiful purse. I'm down here in Portugal. You too goddamn poor to fly out here, boy. I'm going to fuck Quartering's wife while I'm out here in Portugal, eating my Burger King with my beautiful purse. Oh, look at that. Some Portuguese men are coming up to me. What are you gentlemen? Why? Stop hitting me, goddammit. I look 5'1" to you. Maybe it's you who's getting hit, motherfucker. Gets hospitalized. Now, I don't know. I had to look this up. Orbital bone injuries, right? Apparently the surgery for it, you need like 2 or 3 weeks to recover. If you get on a plane, it fucks with like that. I mean, he's fine. He got through the surgery just fine from what I understand. But it fucks with the orbital bone, pressure differences. You get on a plane, pop, things go bad. So the only way Ethan Ralph can now return home is by sea. He's got to get on a fishing boat. He's got to get on a fishing boat and sail the ocean back to America from Portugal. All to teach Andy Warski a lesson. But I think there's a bigger question here. Okay, we need to put on, it's detective time. I need, this story about being jumped by 4 people and them stealing his purse, it's a little too convenient. I think this was a hit job. And it's our job, chat, to figure out who did it.
Now, Ralph saw Jim, unlike Nick, as a father figure. Something that only gets funnier when you realize that Jim is only 4 years older than Ralph. Not only that, but Ralph allegedly cried when he found out that Jim was diagnosed with cancer. Ralph had an incredible amount of respect for Jim, and after Jim laughed at him, Ralph immediately wrote an article about Jim's cancer called Fear. What must it be like to live in abject fear? Not the everyday variety. Life is hard, and we're all scared to some degree. Sickness, death, birth, life, the mysteries of existence. These things have torn at the psyche of the great and lesser men since time began. Fear itself is not new. What I'm talking about is a different kind of fear. One that keeps you from leaving your house. One that causes you to change the name you were born with. One that pushes you into deluding your fellow citizens into the nightmare regime. All because, at your core, you are a scared old man who's simply afraid to die. You've never had any real convictions your whole life. You're proud of that even. Or so you say. In reality, you are a scared child, praying, hoping, wishing that you could escape your just rewards. You'll do anything, off anyone to avoid it. You simply can't live as you have portrayed yourself. It's too much. You cry about it in Twitter DMs, you whine to your fat Asian hog, but deep down, you know this is what you signed up for. Then, just 6 days later, on February 6, 2022, Ralph and Jim would have their first conversation in years on Boulder Talk Radio, hosted by Mundane Matt. And for all you guys out of the know, Mundane Matt's online career was destroyed by Ralph.
Real talk. Have you ever had another man spend 2 hours drug dialing you via live stream on the internet talking about the good old days? Because that's been a bit of a new experience.
To be fair, I haven't. I've had people who were like drunk dialing me because they wanted me to come on to yell at me. That was a while back, but never someone doing it from like, the nostalgic sense, right? Like just because that was desperate, man. That was really desperate. That whole last couple hours. And I tell you, man, I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, and that game is less broken than Ralph.
That's a pretty good singer there.
Now, I could show highlights of that call, but you've all seen it before. And if you haven't, you're missing out, so I'll show the main clip that fits into this.
Must wake up. Must fight back.
Well, you never said, "Oh, Ralph, I wonder how he's doing. Maybe he's doing good. I like
Why
this."
the f*** would I? You're not my friend, idiot. I told you on stream I'm not your friend.
You're not my motherfucking friend either, then.
Face, do you remember that? Do you remember that stream with Rick Venti? You opened it. You started it.
That's not true. Okay, well, tell me how. Tell me how I started.
You literally wrote articles calling my wife a fat and a tump duck. I don't even know what the fucking dumb shit you
Why
wrote.
did you do the stream when I was in the fucking hospital and fucking goddamn beat to fucking half to death?
I did the stream because it's.
You need to fucking pile on. Why
I did the stream because it was funny, Ralph.
Okay,
Because you're not
well, fuck
special.
You. And your fucking fat, greasy
You're not-
Korean wife
you're
is
not
funny
special.
then too, then fucker.
You're not special and
either.
protected, Ralph. It's not my duty to
greasy
take you through the
fuck.
fucking
Your
internet
shit's
like it's a
not special
minefield.
either, then fucker.
Oh God, you're a hollering.
Yeah, well, you know what? Well, what? Okay, if it's fine to make fun of me when I'm in the hospital, why is it not fun to make fun of you, Medicare?
Because I'm me, my wife isn't. Isn't that what you're crying about?
You're greasy Korean.
Okay.
Do you see how mad he gets? It's fine, Matt. He can say anything he wants. I
know.
thumbs up.
I know.
Whatever I want.
I know.
I'm not gator.
I want people to drink it in. His
Yeah, I
hypocrisy,
want you to
lies, and
drink
bullshit.
it in, like drinks it in.
Hey, I'm just curious, man.
Yeah, you're curious. You're bi-curious, probably. That's why you hang around flamenco. And
Oh, okay, Ralph.
Gator. Nobody gives
When
a
are you turn
about
evidence
you.
on Fuentes?
When will you die?
When are you gonna flip on
That's
Fuentes?
what we care
'Cause we know
about.
you're a snitch,
when
right,
will
Ralph?
you die, Medicare? That's
We know
what
you're
we
a snitch.
care
When
about.
are you gonna flip on him?
When will you fucking die?
Did you hear that at the end, where Jim asked Ralph when he was going to turn on Nick Fuentes because he's so vindictive? Well, Ralph had over a year to stew on Nick, saying it was funny Ralph got beat up in Portugal, and Ralph pointed this out the day he went scorched earth on Cozy, saying that they've been disrespecting him for years.
One of the options was to come out here and, apologize and be like, I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I'm not sorry, because these people disrespected me for years, really, and I did basically every dirty op that they had. I did, and so I don't feel bad about it at all. I feel like they're pieces of if you want to know the truth. So, yeah, that's
you stuck by Fuentes for a very long time.
Yeah, I did.
Never said anything bad about Fuentes
Sent
for
$3.
20 years
Let's
now.
fucking
right?
go, Ralph.
Not even once.
You're the content king for a reason.
Not even once.
Fucking Ralph.
Not even once did I say anything.
For forever.
Both Ralph and Nick, funny enough, have the same definition on what loyalty is. They both see loyalty as a one-way street, and if you do anything that could negatively affect them, you're out like a pair of socks with holes in them. But what do you say we see just what led us to this point from the beginning of the year? It all started on New Year's Eve 2022 when Jim, on his final stream, would do his biggest show of the year award, where the winner, according to chat, which I was a voter on, was Ethan Oliver Ralph.
Second place. Oh, can we get a drum roll? Second place is Keffel's at 20%. That means there's one winner. The biggest show of the year. Ethan Oliver Ralph with an overwhelming 61%. Let's pull this picture. He is an internet celebrity. You need to remember that. I'm an internet celebrity. Oh my God. Ralph has won it. This is a huge win. It's a Ralphomania victory, folks. It's a big W. First he got that fake Bolin trophy. Next he's getting that fake wrestling belt. But the biggest win of him for this year is the Chud victory for biggest show, biggest trash fire, biggest up of 2022. Congratulations, Ralph. It's a round of applause. I'm giving you applause. This is a dying man is applauding you, Ralph. Take that W. I'll be sure to contact Hasbro and have them melt down some plastic action figures to make you another fucking trinket trophy that you can hang on your Mexican concrete walls. So you don't have to look at the mold that's literally living over every inch of that place. Can we get, chat, can we get a suey for victory? A suey victory. Suey for victory. Oh, I'm pulling out a pill bottle. I'm shaking it in celebration. Oh, Medicare. Why won't you die, Medicare? Giving me an award like this. It's going to make me oink in anger. Ralph took it. Oh. Not surprising. He's had a hell of a year. I did think a few people had, opportunities there. Open it up, throw in different choices, let everybody throw something out there. Maybe we'd be surprised. But good old Ralph took it.
2 weeks later, it was time for Ralphomania on January 14th, 2023. This event had already been sabotaged months before, with both the t-shirts made for the event destroyed by Ralph's father-in-law, as well as, and more importantly, the belt made for the event. Oh yeah, how could I forget? Ralph was supposed to have gotten married at his Kingpin bowling tournament the year prior, but since his wife Amanda was in labor during the event, the wedding was cancelled. Ralph and Amanda were then going to get married at Ralphomania, but instead, Ralph put that southern gentleman brain to work and decided that his best thing to do would be take her to Vegas and get an Elvis wedding, with the only people in attendance being Leafyishere, Ethan Ralph, now Amanda Ralph, and their daughter Rosie. But back to Ralphomania, in order to understand what it was like to sit through that event if you haven't seen it already, I want you to imagine you're a little kid again on a trip to Walmart with your parents, and out of nowhere comes some lady that you don't know but your mom does, and they start having a conversation about something that somehow makes time slow down to a standstill. That is what Ralphomania was like watching live, except instead of being a few minutes, it was hours. Now, imagine that same situation, except at least you're in the cereal aisle. Your mom and friend might talk about God knows what, but at least you can pick up that box of Fruit Loops with the compass clip in it and try to solve the puzzle in the back. That would be the equivalent of watching the Kino Casino's Comfy Mania restream. It's still barely watchable, but at least it was kinda watchable. The casino crew announced that Ralph was being late to his own event due to security disturbances.
From Ethan Ralph's Twitter, apparently there has been a security disturbance at the event. Ralph's security, which appear to be two men that might not weigh more than 140 pounds apiece between them, wearing ski masks, looking gay as apparently confronted an A-log at the event.
No.
That is leading to a delay. We actually have a picture on Ralph's Twitter. If we can get this pulled up.
I'm blocked.
Get Ralph's Twitter pulled up. We have a picture here. He's talking about dem boys.
You send me a fucking pic that I can show.
Now, I've also received a report from Augusto Keemstar that Ethan Ralph is selling 20 spots on a party bus for an after party that will be on sale at the concession stand. Himself,
A-logs!
Pants,
A-logs! You have to pay for your spots!
Believe it or not, but Ralphomania started strong with the cops serving Ralph court papers.
Has a wrestling event ever been more cringe? Who the hell is this Ralph?
Yeah, no shit.
No district has appeared in the ring.
A wild Corinne.
Wild Corinne.
I've also been told there may be the fuzz outside there.
There is. I was just outside smoking.
The cops are there! Cops are at Ralphomania!
Not related to anything to this event.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God, the police have come in. It's already an unmitigated
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at Ralphomania. Very excited. Social ads are coming through. We'll be sure to get to those. The place is packed out right now. There are 3 sheriff's officers talking to the Ralphomania.
They're
unrelated to this event. It had nothing to do with anyone in here. Probably just a swatting, I believe. The wrestlers are
blocking
ready to go.
the
Ralph
ring
is,
like a jab.
They're
what
going
a
to
king.
serve
Ralph.
now.
Is this what you wanted?
Okay, he is. So he's being served right now. Totally
And
okay. We are still
stream
live,
stays
ladies and gentlemen.
going.
He has his passport.
Ralph is being
We are
served
absolutely
papers right now,
okay.
guys.
It is.
Ralph's been served!
Ralph has been served the papers. The
I need
sheriff
to get the
has
cozy
served
chat up.
Ralph
I need to know
the
what's going on over here, but
Ralph got served. Ralph got served.
Ralph is talking to
My God, Ralph has been
right
served.
now, ensuring
He is
that he has a
quitting the match
passport,
right now.
and
Ethan
things of that
Ralph has
nature.
lost definitively.
07 in chat to everybody who.
Ralph's security team was searching everybody that entered the event. Knowing this, one of the trolls that was going to serve Ralph would go to the event location a few days earlier and hid his papers underneath the lid of a toilet so he could retrieve them later, Hotel Dusk style. PPP explains just how bad this event is better than I ever could.
Took one look at the setup, laughed in all of their faces, and walked out. That's the report I've been hearing. Georgie Forge for 10. As this is the most mediocre shit I've ever seen. It's not even mediocre, it's just flat out fucking awful. It's Fever Trough for $20, saying that sad flimsy ring will not support Ralph's mass if he decides to try and climb in. The thing is violently shaking and the first match isn't even finished.
Boys.
You got Mr. Rock for 5.
You thought he was
Looks like the real Ralphomania. This is the super chats that dunked on Ralph along the way.
Yeah, thanks everyone. So Jesse P.S. They knew where he was going to be until they hid the papers
like
in
the
the toilet.
Godfather.
In the toilet.
No, they hid it in the toilet. Yes.
It's like the Godfather. They got the
Thanks,
papers
Jesse.
out of the top of the
Pod
toilet.
awful win.
That's amazing.
Pod
Huge win. Huge win.
Huge L for Ralph.
And now, for the second time in my life, I had to put that stream down. Even Andy and PPP couldn't make it watchable. A week later, on January 20th, 2023, Nick had taken Ralph, the second or third largest streamer on Cozy at the time, off the main page in a shadow ban-like effect when he wasn't streaming, and even took Ralph out of the search results. Fast forward about 9 days to January 29th, and Ralph was going to go on a family vacation to Rome with his family. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it started with Ralph drunk tweeting. I'm gonna give you a heads up that we're going to get to see my all-time favorite Ralph tweets. Amanda Morris has absconded with my child in New York City. We had an argument at the airport, and no charges, of course. It was an argument on the plane, like literally nothing. But now she had disappeared with my daughter. I'm in New York City. Ralph's wife ran away from him with Rosie in hand, and Ralph reasonably was not happy. That being said, Amanda rejoined Ralph, and they eventually had their family vacation. Later, on February 9th, Ralph and Amanda would get into an argument on air after Ralph said that he wouldn't buy his wife the new Harry Potter game that came out this year.
Can't describe here on the airwaves. It's unfortunate.
Voldemort? What are you talking about? Voldemort?
Nah, I
Are
don't
you
get
gonna
out of here
buy
with
me
that.
the Harry Potter game?
No. Do you want to play it?
We should have a fundraiser.
I have a PS5.
Fundraise it.
Fundraise it.
If you weren't gonna do a show today, I was gonna do a fundraiser.
Fundraise your ass up out of this room while I do my show.
You love it. You had no content beside me.
Yeah, right. I always
Watch the
have
new
content. I invent content. Get the fuck up out of here. I'm the king of content.
Yeah, you have to invent content because you don't prepare.
Why would I ever have to prepare? I'm a walking, living. Would you like to take over right now?
Right now, I have a screaming baby downstairs.
No, do you think you could do it better? Is
I
it,
can make
is
you
it
some
you that's made over $500,000 since I got out of jail, or was it me that's done that?
You can't quantify this.
No, I can. I can count dollars and cents. I just want to know, was
Yeah,
it you
yeah.
that made all that money? It wasn't Digi, bro.
Where'd all the money go?
It's still here. Where's your money at?
I spent it.
Is
all
it with Harry Morris?
Fuck.
Yeah, it's with Harry Morris.
No. Why would it be with him? He has
Well, I mean, that's the only money you ever had came from him. So,
Dude, f off. I've had plenty of jobs.
like Target.
Why are you doxing my old employer?
Everybody knows you worked at Target. You talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I used to work at Target. I've had other jobs too.
Well, I didn't say anything about those.
Yeah, you said all my money came from him, which isn't even true, which is mean.
Did that hurt your feelings?
Yeah, a little bit. I work hard for you.
Okay, we'll go put up a clip then.
Okay.
Things then went for Ralph the way that they normally do. He leaked his email and password, causing COG to log into Ralph's email, finding pictures of Ralph after Portugal won that I can't show, and showed how much money Ralph had made this year, causing even Jim to laugh at it on post. No wonder he wanted me on stream. Revenue fell off a cliff. Then, on April 26th, Ralph would announce something big, but before I tell you what it is, I'm going to let Null take it for a minute.
It's now time for everybody's favorite new segment. It's time to beat a dead horse.
And now it's time to beat a dead horse.
Alarm! 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 Alarm!
Breaking news. The barn is empty. I repeat, we have a code 404. The horse is not in the barn. Horse not in the barn. All units. The horse has fled. Ethan Ralph announces. Short announcement, but Sad and Tread and I have decided to separate. I probably won't have much to say about it, but I want to get in front of the news. I'll go see some BoJack landmarks tomorrow, like the Griffith Observatory and stuff. Maybe the Lakers store. Show is doubtful, but maybe. I may also return to Mexico early. I haven't decided. I have more visitation with my son this weekend, but I think I just want to be alone back in Mexico now. So, the question is, after this announcement, is this kayfabe?
Because of this, Ralph ended up deciding that he was going to give sobriety a go. And you know what? I'm going to hand it to Ralph this time. Ralph was able to stay sober for a long time, even on May 20th, the same night as his second bowling tournament. I'm not going to go over the second Kingpin in this video because it was pretty boring and Ralph was barely involved, with the streamer Wurzelroot taking control of the streaming event. If you are interested in it though, you can check out the Gunnerball Extravaganza stream I did a few days after it though. It might be a live stream, but I do consider it its own video. But I will say this, Ralph went the entire stream clearly sober, not drinking. And after that, we had a Ralph drought that lasted months. In an attempt to win back Amanda, Ralph would stay sober, and as good as that was for Ralph, it did nothing to change his public image. I mean, just off the top of my head, Ralph has blown smoke in his daughter's face, live-streamed himself drunk driving with his family in the car, abandoned his son, and has betrayed nearly everyone that has ever trusted him. Having Ralph on your team is like having a ticking time bomb, and unlike a problem that makes you say, well, if it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to, having Ralph in your group has led to disaster when it comes to anything he's ever been a part of. Nick might have horrendous optics, but he's not brain dead. When he kicked Wooza off, Cozy, and AF for his stunt at Columbine, taking selfies with fake weapons in front of the school, even though many of his fans were against the decision, Nick definitely made the right decision, however, because I can't think of many stunts that could have produced as much outrage on Cozy and AF as Nick defending Wooza could have. And unfortunately for Ralph, Nick started to see the danger of having him around and started planning on getting rid of him. But unfortunately for Nick, he just brought on the most vindictive motherfucker that both the state of Tennessee and the entire country of Mexico has ever seen. Nick Rekieta laughed at Ralph for farting, possibly sharding, on stream, and Ralph would go to war with Nick Rekieta then. Chrissy Mayer, while reading out a super chat about Ralph telling his mom to Uber to her dialysis appointment after the pill stream, was enough to make him hate both her and Brittany Venti. If you shake a pill bottle in front of him, he will see you as a death enemy the same way the sea rhinoceros saw Squidward. And Nick had been planning this for over a year. On July 30th, 2022, the Kino Casino leaked out the original text from Nick Fuentes saying that he wanted to kick Ralph out before Beardson warned him that there was no clean breaks when it came to Ralph. I'm going to show some of the most important clips from this, and you'll soon see why.
Ralph, you might want to see this, bro.
So here's, they start the conversation. They're talking about Ralph. They say, plus tape. Oh, you mean Guntgate? This is what Nick's top generals are saying internally.
Here's what they think about you, Ralph. Here's what they think about you in the top ranks of AF, and you have to grovel to them and scrape on your knees in front of Nick Fuentes like a bitch because you have no other options.
Now, Beardson Beardley says, part of me wants to pull a Patrick on him to just get it
Oh! They're already talking about stabbing him in the back.
Whoa,
They're going to pull a Patrick. Beardson is saying that he's gonna pull a Patrick on you, Ralph. Oh,
Ralph
I thought
Bros, I don't feel so
I
good.
thought he was your Gamergate brother, Ralph.
No,
I thought you two were tight.
Simon.
It looks like they're already planning your downfall in private, Ralph.
Hang on, Simon. Hey, hang on, do you know any info of this? We were trying to figure this out. So, well, Nick's been saying he's trailer trash, he's this, he's that. Like,
even the cozy chat can't cope about that.
Yeah. So,
my wife was making snacks. She made a big batch of brownies, actually. And this is a funny story. She put them out for all the groypers, all the leaders to eat or whatever. And I guess there weren't very many people eating them. And Ethan Ralph comes over and he looks at the plate and he says, "Hey, is anyone going to finish these?" And, throughout the night, we just see all of the brownies disappear as Ethan Ralph just sticks more and more of them into his gullet as he's like shit-faced drunk or whatever. And as soon as he left, of course, everyone there at AF was making fun of him, talking about how fat he is, etc. And I felt bad at the time because I did not know the history with Ralph until very recently, really until watching your show. I didn't know that he was a piece of shit and the stuff that he did with his family and his sons and your son and his daughter, etc. So I remember when this was going on back then, I'm like, I know Ralph's a little fat and kind of stupid, but like, do we really have to make fun of him, guys? Whatever. And so this has been going on for years since Halfback 1. Ralph was at Stop the Steal, and the whole time when we were there, like they were joking about, giant 400-pound Ethan Ralph, like photo bombing them the whole time, and how like bad optics that is. So. This is not the only time they talk shit about Ethan Ralph. We can get into the next screenshot from the chat. So this is what Nick says about Ralph. He says he's self-destructing. He's going to be off the platform soon. We may ban him from AFPAC. So
there you go, Ralph. Get on your knees and grovel to the Mexican child who's already planning to remove you from the platform.
Ashton, read the next one, Beardson Beardly. Read it.
Well, if you ban him from AFPAC, then I might as well do it, because the dude takes any little slight as a declaration of war.
Oh, Ralph. Even I'm feeling bad for Ralph here. Ralph's only friends are betraying him?
He's so bitch-made that he has to take this. He has to sit there and take this like a little bitch, because the only way he can make money is by being Nick Fuentes' lapdog. You're not the junkyard dog, Ralph. You're not the big dog like me. You're Nick Fuentes' lapdog, bitch, and they were plotting behind your back to take you out, brother.
What the
It's true.
Beardson says, you're right. My only concern is there's never a clean break with Ralph. So there you have it.
So the only reason, Ralph, that you haven't been fired already is because they're just trying to find a clean way to disengage with you.
Now, I want you to take a guess. Who was watching this live? That's right, it was our little hog boy. And remember, it's not when Ralph is screaming like a Looney Tunes villain that he's at his angriest. It's when he's quiet that he's at his angriest point, because then it just starts building up.
This guy says, again, this is 20 members in here, very few. This is Nick's top circle. They say, it doesn't help that this is the third picture that comes up when you search Ethan Ralph on Google, saying that the leader, his group, doesn't want Ethan Ralph to be associated with Nick Fuentes. This is from a while ago. Now, Beardson Beardly says, part of me wants to pull a Patrick on him to just get it over.
They're already talking about stabbing him in the back.
Whoa,
They're going to pull a Patrick. Beardson is saying that he's going to pull a Patrick on you, Ralph.
Oh, Ralph Bros, I don't feel so good.
I thought he was your Gamergate brother, Ralph.
No.
I thought you two were tight.
Simon.
It looks like they're already planning your downfall in private, Ralph.
Hang on, Simon. Hang on, do you know any info of this? We were trying to figure this out. So, well, Nick's been saying he's trailer trash, He's this, he's that. Like
even the cozy chat can't cope about that.
Yeah.
So shit.
So I want to ask you, Simon, because we were at. So Ralph is a huge gambler. He likes Vegas and all this stuff. And and Nick had his premiere of his movie in that what was it, New Vegas theater, but Ralph wasn't invited.
Mexican theater. No, he wasn't invited.
Now, do you know anything about that? Like why he wasn't invited, or did he just not want to show up, or is this why they've been all talking shit behind his back? Is this why?
Oh, be real. I mean, they've been talking shit behind Ralph's back the entire time. Back when I was in the movement, they would talk shit behind Ralph's back. I mean, at AFPAC 1, he came over the Airbnb that an intern rented, and my wife was making snacks. She made a big batch of brownies, actually.
This expose.
Get his next screenshot from the chat.
Is this the reveal?
Yeah, this is the epic on.
About Ralph, he says he's self-destructing. No. He's going to be off the platform soon. We may ban him from AFPAC. So
there you go, Ralph. Get on your knees and grovel to the Mexican child who's already planning to remove you from the platform.
Ashton, read the next one, Beardson Beardley. Read it.
Well, if you ban him from AFPAC, then I might as well do it, because the
Turbo_Chad sent $3. He felt bad, Ralph. He's a good guy.
Simon's a good guy.
In chat.
He's that type of guy.
For Ralph here.
Lives in a single wife sent $20. Mommy says I sound like
He has to
Mrmetokur.
take this. He has to sit there and take this like a little bitch, because the only way he can make money is by being Nick Fuentes' lapdog.
Fast forwarding to just recently, on July 16th, 2023, and a set of text messages between Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos leaked online, where we found out that Nick was still planning on getting rid of Ralph. How is there a way to kick him off cozy, which is not going to look like a cave to the haters, a backstab, a 180, anti-free speech, or whatever, and piss off Ralph? It's childish, messy, and irrelevant. Yeah, I'm with the realignment. But yeah, I have no problem just ghosting him publicly. I've been doing that mostly. Here's the thing, if I kill Ralph, he is just going to attack me and make it very ugly and become even more drama, and it's not going to get any of these people off my back at all. So with Ralph now knowing that Nick was planning on getting rid of him completely, what would be the final breaking point that made him go nuclear? Well, on July 14th, 2023, after Ralph had gotten off the plane in the USA, he had gotten served twice in the airport by Mr. Vickers' goons.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Oh, are you serving me twice?
Because of the stress he was under at this point, Ralph went to the airport bar and had 6 drinks, breaking his sober streak. This caused the person owning the place that Ralph was going to crash at tell him that he wouldn't have drunk people in his home and that Ralph was going to have to get a hotel. This info apparently went straight to Nick, where all he heard was that Ralph was drunk.
I'll tell you what happened. Black Swan, I was going to go to the event. You know, I was a supporter, dude. Like, I wasn't trying to start at all. And I said, you know what? I want to go to this event. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be great. You know, let's support Nick. And I did support Nick. And I said, okay, so I'm going to fly down there. It was last minute, though. And so I said, you know, can I stay at your Airbnb? And he said, yes. So I got off the plane. I got served twice by you-know-who. Right when I got off the plane, I had 68 days sober. That was where the sober streak ended. Because I was like, I don't know. I was frustrated, just to be honest with you. And it's just like, is this really like what I have to deal with every day? So I got a little toasty, there's no doubt. And I called Black Swan and he goes, oh, I can't have that at my house. You can't come to my house. You can't fuck around with me. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of up. And to be fair, he did send me some money for a hotel room, which I didn't need, but I was like, okay, I'll take it anyway. And so I rented a hotel room. I got up the next day and I said, okay, well, I'm sober. You know, can I come kick it? Like, hang out with you guys? Tenryo was the only guy who stood up for me. Dalton was there. Beardson was there. The whole fucking crew was there. Tenryo was the only motherfucker who stood up for me and said it was fucked up. That's a direct quote. He said it's up. You don't do that to your friends, and you don't do that to your friends.
Well, after waiting days for Nick to respond to him about going to the event, Ralph decided he didn't want to risk getting thrown out of the rally and did what he does best and destroyed nearly all bridges he had with the entire Cozy TV crew. What do you say we have a quick supercut from the Keno Casino that night?
If you didn't see our show, is basically there were these messages that were leaked of Nick Fuentes talking with Black Swan about how best to throw Ralph off Cozy, how best to eliminate Ralph completely without suffering massive blowback. And we wondered, like, are these actually real, or is this some bullshit Keemstar pulled out of his ass, or Zanny Berries, or
like a joke,
some guy on Cow, or whatever, right? Well, Ralph did confirm today that they're real. That they're real. Okay, so this is very fucking cryptic, but Ralph starts, like, doxing other groypers. And he's talking about some weird, like, esoteric groyper drama involving, like, Wurzelroot and Black Swan and the Trey Gang and the fucking, I don't even know, like, the Ice or something, or I don't know what the hell they're called. Maybe Jaden will be able to illuminate this section better when he gets here.
Yeah, we're gonna phone him in a little bit.
Because he knows the inner workings of groyper politics very, very well, whereas we do not.
So here.
But this is Ralph forwarding this from Yandy. And Yandy is saying he's burning it down today. Yandy has decided to burn down AF. So he's talking about Max KG is continuing to talk shit and Domini Canes. Max KG is an Eastern Bloc mystery meat mutt accounting major.
Now, not only attacking Nick, he's attacking the entire movement. Ashton, what did we say a year ago? A year and a half ago?
Ralph will fucking burn it all down.
He's going to burn it all down. Burn it all down. I like to think that we had a big part in this too, by the way. We said, Nick, the second you bring Ralph on, shut it down. It's over. He embarrassed the movement. He fucking broke every philosophy you guys ever had. He's an embarrassment.
Well, he was an embarrassment. He was a pill-popping, alcoholic, deadbeat father felon. I mean, he was everything you guys preach against. He's the ultimate degenerate. He's white trash. He's the ultimate wignat. But somehow he was brought in as the attack dog of the movement. And what did he do? He handed us W's every fucking week. He printed us money every week. He fucked you guys over and made you look like shit every fucking week. And now you guys are, if you're rid of him, you're very fucking lucky. You might actually, like, not completely die.
Yeah. All right. So here it is. Ralph texting. This is how it all started, basically.
Ralph was banned from Cozy! It's been removed! He's been banned for a get to the crowd! Ralph! Hit the crab dance! Let's go! Ralph burned down his whole career! Yes! Ralph Rose! We're winning! Yeah! Ralph just decided to burn it all down. He doxed Black Swan, doxed his phone number, his name, his face. He's now doxed, I believe, Assistant Groyper and his phone number. He doxed the rally location, and now Ralph's Cozy has been deleted. Jaden McNeil is here. Jaden, give us your take on everything, buddy. Yes, it is.
Ralph doxed the rally, members of both America First and Cozy, and even doxed their donators. Ralph was single-handedly destroying a supposed movement, not following an op that he had planned for months, but solely fueled by concentrated, unadulterated rage-hogging. Ralph's anger was so strong that he was somehow able to transcend the physical realm and entered the spiritual one. Because Nick's speech at his event started out muted for like 20 minutes, and then he got banned off of Rumble for inciting violence.
Yeah, the whole chat. Look at this chat! Look, they're all saying Simon, because he would blame Simon for this, but
It's
it
all
turns out...
Simon's fault, allegedly.
Oh my god.
It's still muted. He's been talking for, 3 minutes now?
Yeah.
I guess we'll just...
Yeah!
Dude, what the f*** is this? Is he an angel? What is this?
Oh my god!
What the f*** is this?
Tomatoes in this chat at him, folks. Come on, Ralph. Tackle him, Ralph. Ralph.
Get up there.
This is a disaster.
This is the worst.
If this goes on for 5 more minutes, it's literally over.
The next day, on the kill stream, Ralph would bring on Null. I showed a few clips from this earlier, but I wanted to show one important clip. Ralph believes that he costed Nick $25,000 from hollering.
Adolwolf sent $3 baked nose. You never
I mean,
talk shit about
Nick Fuentes
him
planned that rally
Ralph.
for like a while.
Apes
He's spent
only
money into
crime
it.
was
And
sticking
I know,
out his
and I
face
ruined
Nick's
it.
Face and Nick's
Not just that, but like, you know, if you put that much effort into something,
I
the rest of your
literally-
production would see a little bit more eyes than that.
I literally cost him probably like $25,000 yesterday. No, like I completely ruined his rally. Like, I mean, it's that bad. It's that bad.
Ralph even started taunting Nick, saying that Nick was scared of him because he wouldn't talk about Ralph or what he did. Most likely, Ralph didn't know Nick gave orders not to talk about Ralph to all of his followers.
Ralph isn't a scary opponent anymore. He used to be, but ever since he got on drugs, he wasn't. Brittany, I just doxed half of America First. What the f*** are you talking about, bitch? And you're next. I don't know who the f*** you're talking to. Like, who the f*** are you talking to? I used to be a scary opponent. You never have been. You've always been a scary looking bitch. That's what you've always been. Who the f*** are you talking to? I just doxed Nick's top fucking staff. Like literally every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on down the line. Doxed them all, and he ain't got to say about it. He won't even respond to the Ralphomania. He won't even utter my fucking name. All he could do was delete my channel like a fucking bitch. So you talk about scary. Well, I must be pretty fucking scary because he goddamn ain't saying my name. That's for sure. So there's your answer. Scary. Ralph used to be scary. Ralph used to be scary. Well, you only ever been a scary bitch. Like, I mean, who are these people, Josh? Like, seriously. Who do they think they are? Like, I mean, I never even claimed to be like this super internet villain or whatever. I mean, you know, maybe joking around or whatever, but like, you know what?
No, they're sitting there and they're thinking like, surely Nick Fuentes is going to hit back. Surely he's going to do something. He's going to flex.
He won't. I guarantee it.
Because he can't do anything. It's going to make him look bad regardless.
What's he going to do? His big answer tonight was to post himself trending on Twitter. And by the way, Destiny is out trending him by 30,000 tweets. So that was his big post, to post on Telegram that he was trending on Twitter, and Destiny's out trending him by 30,000 tweets. And I out-trended him on his All-Star night last night. And not only that, Washington Post reporters were joking about how I f***ed him over.
Ralph, while talking to Null, would give a rundown on his plan and said that he still loved Amanda and a few ideas in his head on the future of Ethan Ralph.
But anyway, give me your question, then I'll answer the super chat question, Josh.
I was just going to ask, like, what's your plan? Like, I guess you're back home already. Like, you have,
I'm back home. I'm back home.
Do you have things that you want to do? You just want to like, you want to go to South Africa still?
Well, like, you mean personal? I mean, I'd rather not get too much into my personal life, but I think it's well known that I still love my wife, and I would hope to put that back together. And I don't know if that'll happen or not. I'm positive about it. I'm trying to stay positive and everything, and working on things. But we'll see what happens. But if that doesn't happen, I'm probably going to stay in Mexico because I don't see a reason to come back to the United States. So if that doesn't happen, I'm going to stay here. I did talk to Simon Roche from the Soodlanders in South Africa, and he told me just give him a day and I could go to South Africa and stay with them. So that's already on deck. So yeah, I could go to South Africa for sure, and I thought about it. I want to do something like wild like that. I thought about Machu Picchu, however you say it. I went and saw Chichen Itza here in Mexico, which is one of the wonders of the world, which is pretty cool. And so I kind of want to do some stuff like that, but also just like some stuff that I've never done before, basically. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're like this, and I love this show and I love all the jokes and everything. Hold on one sec for the super chat.
Anonymous sent $3. Wanglin seems to have agreed with Nick's choice with you. Do you see that affecting your working relationship?
Nah, I don't care. I couldn't care less about that, honestly. That's his decision. But every man has to decide for themselves. But I'll be on Rumble, and so I don't give a f*** what happens to Kazi.
This conversation ended with Null wishing Ralph luck on his sober journey before leaving the stream.
Questions or what
I'm ready. I'm pretty tired. It's like
I can tell you're tired. I can tell you're tired. So, I'll be back tomorrow. I guess if anybody wants to hop in and keep it going, call-ins, let's go. You know what? I'll keep it going for a little bit after. But I do appreciate you joining me, and I hope you'll be open to doing some more stuff in the future. So
yeah, maybe. I mean, I wish you luck. I wish you good luck. Staying sober and stuff because it's hard. But I think that you have the right frame of mind right now, especially the right energy, to propel you forward a little bit.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. And like I said, yeah, hopefully we can do some stuff in the future if it makes sense, not just us necessarily just talking, but like a fun panel or something like that. I want to do some more stuff with Ricada, and I feel like we kind of lost that gang we had, you know what I mean? And I don't know how you feel about Masterson and all that stuff now or whatever, but like we had a really good crew kind of, and I feel like we kind of blew that up for no reason. So, COVID. COVID drove a lot of people crazy, myself included. But I would like to get some of that back together. So hopefully it can happen. I appreciate you popping on because I know that that made it a little bit bigger. They didn't expect that at all. So thank you, brother, and be safe.
Yep. Take it easy.
You too.
Things could very well have ended there, and it most likely would have if it wasn't for a guy called Leafy. Leafy was supposed to be hosting a debate between Keemstar and Nick Fuentes. Leafy started his stream talking about how they absolutely hated each other, and I'm not sure if I've made it clear before, but I'm absolutely on Team Keem.
Anyways, let's hype up the fucking actual fight that's going down tonight. It's going down in a few hours, right? I've seen this video before, or at least parts of it. I think I skipped ahead. But Keemstar and Nick Fuentes, if you guys don't know, I didn't know Nick Fuentes until I joined Rumble. I don't know too much about him, if I had to be dead-ass honest with you. I enjoy our collabs together, I think it produces funny content. I don't know. It's fun. It's just jokes, right? Or whatever the fuck for me, right? And Keemstar, obviously, we have a lot of history together. And again, I feel like people like when I collab with both these people. But whenever I call this person, some of these people get angry. And when I call this, vice versa, there's some people that only like one of them and hate the other one, right? And I didn't know about this until, I want to say, like 2 weeks ago. And essentially what happened was I was on the phone with Keemstar, right? On the phone. And he said, a lot of people were saying, call Nick. So I was like, okay, I'll add him to the call. And Nick said, add me in. So I add him in, and Keemstar leaves immediately. And he's like, why? I was like, what happened? And Keemstar said that he refuses to associate with him, right? And that he hates that guy with a fucking passion, right? And pretty much Nick says the same thing, right? I had no idea that these two people fucking hated each other. I had no fucking idea, and I really do mean that. I had no idea. But just yesterday, I almost get both of them in a call because I jokingly have always said that I'm going to get these two people in a call together, and I am going to broker a peace deal, right?
Leafy would start getting mad at his chat, saying Ralph won, not knowing the situation. There were a few gaps in him talking about Ralph, so there are going to be a nice few skips in the clips that I'm showing.
Ralph won? Who is Ralph? I don't follow this enough. I don't even know what the hell this is.
Helped storm the U.S. Capitol.
Who the fuck is Ralph? Is that some new Keemstar thing going on? Is Ralph like the drum lord? Who is Ralph? I don't know who the fuck Ralph is, bro. I don't know, dude. I've been banned off the internet for a long time, bro.
He maces people and runs.
I was banned off Twitter, YouTube. Dude, I was not following any sorts of shit like this for a long time. Dude, who is this? Is Ralph like a friend of Destiny or something? Dude, the last that I heard, Nick destroyed Destiny. What? Who's this other guy?
You're on attacking innocent people with.
All right, we're watching this video, and then I'll get into that.
Mace, literally f this.
Chat is straight up going fucking crazy. I've never seen it this insane. Like, holy fuck, bro.
Then, believe it or not, Leafyishere brought on the Ralphomania himself.
So, what's going on, man? I have no idea what the hell is going on, but, dude, I'm on edge. People are making it out like you're a fucking straight up terrorist or something, and,
No, I'm not a terrorist. No. I'm a little bit of a controversial guy for sure. But up until a few days
straight
ago,
up making it out like you're like the Taliban and you're gonna like blow up.
Well, yeah, those are Nick's people. Those are Nick's people. They don't want me on the call because they know I'm gonna out him as a chaser and a homosexual.
So, what ended up going down? I don't follow this stuff. People are I have no idea what to even make of this. Where do we even begin?
Well, Nick is actually gay. I guess that's where we could begin. Up until a few days ago, I was actually a streamer on his site. We had a little falling out, I guess, this past weekend at his rally. And the last few days, we've been going over
his site?
The evidence.
I know he streams on Cozy.
He has a website. It's on. I was the #1 streamer on Cozy besides him.
Wait, Nick owns Cozy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I knew he was like
Cozy.
higher up, but I didn't know he owned Cozy. Okay, fair enough. Go on.
Yeah, he owns Cozy.
I'm sorry if I ask a lot of stupid questions. You got to understand, I've been like part of the internet for a while. Dude, when you get banned off of everything, you do not spend time, following stuff,
No, it's perfectly fine. Shout out to the Reptilian Army, by the way. It's a pleasure to be here.
Appreciate it.
But we had me and Nick had a little falling out, and we've been going over some of his skeletons in the closet over the last few days. We have 2,000 people live on our Rumble, so that's why your chat was getting flooded, because I was directing them to flood your chat to get me on the call.
Oh, it was insane. I've never seen fucking anything where it's like I thought it was all just Keemstar versus Nick, and now it's like there's a third person.
Well, see, Nick is actually a poser. That's the thing. And we got footage of him. He used to flirt with actual on Twitter. So he's a homosexual. He works with a guy named Ali Alexander, who texted, to a 15-year-old. He's still partners with Ali Alexander.
Is there any indefinite proof, though? Because
I have footage of him flirting with and stuff and tweets.
Do you want me to add? Can I add Nick to the call?
If you want, yeah.
All right, because I don't even know what to make of this. You know what I mean?
He was scared to face me. I didn't think he would actually. He didn't address this last night on his show. So
Leafy would call Nick, and Nick the Coward said that he didn't want to stream with Ralph because of him doxing his interns, seemingly forgetting that Nick was all about doxing before.
I'm gonna add this Ralph guy in and Keemstar in, and it's just gonna be a free for all. Okay, I don't even know. You think that's a good idea?
No, I have no interest in streaming with Ralph.
Wait, why not?
Because the guy's shit.
My display's off. Whoops. Wait, why is he a piece of shit?
In doing that.
Dude, I don't even know why what went down between those. He showed me a long thread, and I mean, I don't even know if it's real or not, but dude, there's a lot of different stuff. I don't even know what to make of it. I really don't.
It's a lot of ridiculous drama. He's in the middle of a meltdown right now because his children were taken from him, and he's relapsed on alcohol and pills. So he's in the middle, basically, of like a personal crisis.
Can I at least add Keemstar in here?
Yeah, we could do Keemstar.
Dude, you really won't just have like conversation with the Ralph guy? I won't.
No, absolutely not. Right. Absolutely not. He doxed 5 of my interns this week, so I'm not going to do that.
All right, it's your decision. I will add Keem though, really quick. I feel like I have to add the Ralph guy, or not add the Ralph guy, but I have to call him back to hear what he has to say. I'm like playing this telephone game right now, you know? But, all right, I'm just going to add him. I'm going to add Keemstar, okay? I don't know if it's going to close the call. But, did he actually dox your interns or something?
Yes. Yeah, and it's completely one-sided, so, I'm just not interested in that.
What are the... Here, I'm going to message the other guy just so it doesn't look like I'm, playing sides or whatever the fuck. Dude, I'm just the mediator. I didn't even know it went back this far. I mean, I was watching the you and Keemstar drama, and I was already shocked at fucking how crazy it was. And now this is even more shit, bro.
Nick would give his side of the story on Ralph going to his rally before ending the call.
Just, can you at least... He doxed a few of your interns. That's the gist of it. I'm just trying to get your side of the story.
Listen, this is a guy who I was friends with for years. He was on my live streaming platform. He came to my events. We had this rally on Sunday. He flew out, got drunk at the airport, obviously slurring his words, all this. A friend of mine told him, hey, you can't come to the Airbnb that we rented if you're going to be drunk. He interpreted that as me giving some kind of order to do this, and like I'm trying to ostracize him. And then so in retaliation, he doxed the event, doxed 5 of my interns, and is now on some kind of weird personal crusade against me. I mean, that's basically the story.
Fair enough.
But literally, I mean, up until last week, me and this guy were friends.
Leafy then called Ralph back and say what you want about Ralph, because I know I sure have, but Ralph started spitting facts.
I tried getting them both in a call. Everyone's saying, okay, yeah. In the beginning, there were some people angry at me, but like, dude, I tried. You know what I mean?
Well, he's scared to face me because he knows he'll get exposed on the Ali Alexander stuff. I mean, he just got exposed, and he doesn't want to talk about it at all for a reason, because he covered up for a pedophile for months, and he knew about it ahead of time. And he's supposed to be Nick the Knife. He made his reputation off being willing to debate anybody, anytime. And he's such a smart talker, and he's so quick-witted, and he won't even face me on air. It's because he's scared. He knows he will get exposed. He knows the Ali Alexander stuff. He won't even talk about it with you. You notice how scared he is to talk about this situation?
Does Keemstar know about this stuff, this Ali guy? Because I don't fucking know enough about this
I tried to tell him about it. I don't know how deep he knows about it or not.
Hates this guy. Where is Keemstar at?
I don't know, man. Keem should be on here. I don't know, man. Keem is missing a golden opportunity.
Dude, if I was in New York, I would go to his fucking house right now and like...
Keemstar would take time out of his busy day working on Misfits Boxing to talk to Leafy, telling him that he was working on the boxing event before the main call between Keemstar and Nick happened.
I would imagine he would want to talk about this.
Dude, I have 3 minutes. Wait, what? Hang on. Bro, join Discord. Join Discord. Dude, I'm trending on Twitter. What are you talking about? I'm trending on Twitter, and this is the peak viewers, bro. Dude, get on Discord.
A lot of stuff. I can give you 3 minutes.
Dude, what the 3 minutes? Dude, what are you busy with?
I'm doing a boxing event. What are you talking about?
Dude, just get on the computer for 5 minutes. What do you mean?
I got my cell phone. Okay,
join the Discord for 5 minutes. Bro, one in the chat if I should fucking block Keemstar. Like, I'm serious. Like, block him for good.
Also, Jaden McNeil, like I said, I just put his @ in the chat. If you could add him to the call, he's Nick's ex best friend. He knows even more about this stuff than I do, actually. But there's a reason that Nick won't face me. So ask him why won't he face Jaden McNeil then? There's a reason. It's because he doesn't want to answer to these allegations. Did you hear him? He said, well, if you're going to call me back about the Ralph stuff or about any of this Alexander stuff, don't even bother calling me back. It's because he's scared, Leafy.
All right.
I mean, it's obvious, right? Like, I mean, you can see it.
Okay, time out. Keemstar's calling. I'll talk about this. Apparently, there's some shit going on right now.
I would normally do highlights, but this was so boring that there were none. It was so boring, Leafy asked the most important question in the chat.
That decision, I would not support it. Like, I would not be for it.
If I should add the
I would
Ralph
be against
guy.
it.
Should I add the Ralph guy?
But at the end
One
of the
in the chat
day,
if I
like,
should.
there's not much I can do. Like, well, yeah, this is a free country.
Ralph would eventually call out Nick's hypocrisy on doxing, and I want to point out at this time that because Nick wouldn't go on a call with Ralph, Leafy played telephone with both of them.
Is there any...
But yeah, do it. I think you should. I think you should, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say to what he said about you?
I mean, I don't feel like he said anything powerful about me. What did he say? Like... that proved anything. He said I doxed his interns. First off, I revealed a couple. Yeah, I mean, he just doxed somebody right after he complained about me doxing, and they weren't interns. They were employees of his who have doxed, I don't even know how many people, 100, 200 people. They dox people all the time. He actually has a whole doxing group. So, I mean, the guy doesn't care about doxing at all. That's just ridiculous. That's just a smokescreen.
Fair enough. Okay, I'm gonna call Nick, and I'm going to. Is there anything you want me to ask Nick? I messaged the person that you sent. I'll even show the fucking.
Well, I mean,
thing.
you can ask him about Ali Alexander and how he tried to bully his accusers out of coming forward. And how he's still friends with him to this day. And you can also ask him about how he's not allowed on the premises of the Ye 24 campaign anymore, and he's completely banned from even talking to Kanye West anymore, by the way.
That sucks, dude. I was a big fan of Kanye West's music back in the day.
Ye completely cut Nick out, and he's banned from the premise. He actually has an order that he's banned from the premises of any.
Are you sure? Because I saw a picture of them in a private jet together, and that looked. Really cool.
Well, that was before. That was before the falling out. I explained it earlier. Milo brought him in to the campaign. Then he tried to depose Milo, and then he lost basically. Milo came back to the campaign, and so Milo's running the campaign now. Nick can't even contact Ye. He can't even come on the premises of any of his properties.
Jaden McNeil, Nick Fuentes' ex-roommate, would call in and ask Nick why he was scared of Ralph before Leafy ruined the interview screaming at his chat.
Sure, that's not even, see, that's not even true.
Let's explain that one.
How do you sit by knowing that Ali Akbar is asking
you sound
for
like you're shaking.
Pictures? Why are you scared of Ethan Ralph, Nick? Why don't you get on the call with Ralph? Why are you sitting here? Look, you already blew your load. You got on here and you doxed the anonymous super chatter. Congratulations, you've been doing that for 8 months, and that's kind of your whole MO. You go on, well, Jaden got a super chatter from this anonymous guy. Congratulations, you doxed him. Now can we talk about you, the Kanye West guy that's bringing in a gay pedophile who you knew for 2 years that the guy was soliciting nudes from 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, etc., etc.
One in the chat if Nick is winning. Two in the chat if the other guy's winning.
Well, I'd like to hear you explain Victor Sharp first. Ali Alexander, when I found out about the allegations, I banned him from Cozy and I forced him out of public life.
No, you didn't. You sat there and slept
Cozy right now. Go on Cozy right now. Where's his channel?
2 weeks. Yeah, after you had so much backlash, you swept it up for 2 weeks.
So I did ban him. Hang on. So I did ban him.
You still don't disavow him.
Listen to this. I want to say the morning Kumite was better than what Leafy did here.
We're going to to do this,
What?
Mr.
Bro, you
serious
tried to
political
kiss
guy?
me.
Or what? Are we
Bro,
gonna
you
do
tried
this?
to kiss me.
Everyone's heard it, bro. Like,
How
you
dare
realize
you?
that this
You
is just a
never bring
pathetic
up
showing
an
all the way
election.
around. Like,
You
this
tried
is
to kiss
just
me,
yelling over
and
one
you and
another.
Victor
You want it. This is what he wants. He wants to sit there and yell over
He's
me
moving
because
he's
he knows
bleeding
every
out
night we expose him,
and you're
doxing.
bald. You're getting way too old for him.
We expose him
Judas,
flip-flopping
you
on
love
every
Victor
fucking
Sharp's
issue.
dick
We
so
expose him
much,
being a
it's
gay faggot.
disgusting.
We expose his
He
pedophiles.
loves
We
having sex
protect
with you.
Harbor's
That's why
pedophiles.
he gives you
protect
money.
pedophiles.
You need to open up your eyes.
Ralph would go on to say that Nick was scared of him, and there was a reason he wasn't going to go up against the Ralphomania.
But he's doxed at least 200 or 300 people the last 2 years, and I know that because I was there. And he's lying, and he doesn't want to face me because I'll rip his fucking throat out and shit down his neck right here on air.
Did he only dox gay people, though? Or was it all sorts of people?
Well, no, he just doxed all enemies of America first.
Did he dox any people that were half white, half Chinese, by chance?
I don't know. that I don't know. But there's a reason he doesn't want to face me is because I'll rip his throat out right here live on air. And Nick the Ninth is scared as of Ralph. That's what the fact is.
Okay.
So he knows he can talk over Jade and he can push him around. He ain't gonna talk over me. And he knows I know all the inner workings of his whole entire shop for the past 2 years. And I was his top attack guy until literally 5 days ago. I was the
Okay.
#2 streamer on his site only to him.
You were straight up like his hitman, so to speak, in a way.
Yes, I was his hitman. Yes.
Did you kill? And how many people did you kill?
I didn't kill. I didn't actually kill anybody. But I was his top attack guy, and there's a reason he doesn't want me on air, because he knows I'll kick his fucking ass. He can push Jaden around, you know what I mean, and talk over him. He won't fucking do that to me.
All right.
I will fuck him up live on air.
All right, I will relay this information to him. Is there anything else you want me to bring up? Is there anyone else?
Well, ask him about Alex Davidson, Black Swan, his
Okay.
top guy.
Alex Davidson, Black Swan.
This stream was absolutely shameful. I listened to 5 hours and 18 minutes of a nearly 7-hour stream, and I had to shut it down. And you know what? I wasn't the only one that thought this was a disaster either. Just a few hours later, the Kino Casino would do a stream all about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening.
Look,
we got the blood sport. Ralph versus. We got the blood sport. Ralph versus Fuentes. Yes. Nick versus Jaden. Everything we've been wanting for years is finally here. But wait a minute.
Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
The
Sweepy
sweeper.
is here. Sweepy is fucking here. Sweepy is fucking here. Who looks like Elliot Page. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Well, you know what? They're not my friends. They're tools. They're tools of the Almighty Lord to felt each other.
Yeah.
And just in the same way that God used the Babylonians to felt the Israelites, in the same way that God used the Assyrians to bring the Israelites into bondage, just in that same way, God uses these wicked people towards his own ends to felt themselves. And it's a beautiful thing. And they all will be felted. They all will be brought to justice in the end. Mark my fucking words. If not in this life, then certainly in the eternity to come. And that's what I comfort myself with. Knowing that even if they somehow manage to find some level of material success in this world, or some level of power or prominence in this world, that God will send these fuckers where they belong, which is straight to the pits of hell, where they'll burn for all eternity. Thank God.
The most important thing said is that neither Ralph or Nick are good people. They're both irredeemable scumbags that have ruined the lives of those around them. Ralph has set both his children up for failure by abandoning them, left his disabled brother in a home and never visited him, or even visited his dying mother in the hospital once. He cheated on both his ex-wives, Nora and Amanda, while he was married to them with hookers. He practices life ruination, where if he thinks that you slighted him, he will go out of his way to try and find where you work and get you fired, like with the Boston aquarium worker or his ex-best friend Gator, who he tried to get kicked out of college. Ralph's really bad, but Nick is even worse. On Jan 6, Nick sent his followers to storm the Capitol, something that he didn't do himself, then ran away. Many of Nick's loyal followers were locked up because of that, and Nick couldn't care less. Nick covered up for Ali Alexander, an active PDF file, and when Baked Alaska of all people, another Fed informant, publicly disavowed him for it, Nick would have him kicked off Cozy and then had this to say about it to Big Tech.
I'm not really, like I said, I mean, I can't, the position that I'm in, I just can't really ride with people that don't have my back. I mean, you've seen what happens. Like, Big Alaska, a lot of people criticize me for this, but it's like, if this is a guy who's going to go and break with me and badmouth me in public, how do I know this guy didn't tell the feds something so he could get out of jail or something? Because he went out there, even when the Ali thing was going on. I texted him, I'm like, really? Like, you couldn't throw me a message of support? You got to go out there and disavow? And he's like, well, you know, it's a bad look.
So, is there a lesson that we can learn from this? Not much of one that I can think of, but if there was, it would probably be to stay away from these guys and people with a similar history of betraying everyone around them and just watch from a distance. Getting involved with Ralph or Nick doesn't end well for pretty much anyone that has tried it. If I was going to make a guess as to who is going to win this thing, it would definitely be Ralph. He's absolutely vindictive, he has no moral boundaries, even being quoted as saying, everything's fair game. But that's it for today. I am way behind schedule and need to get back to my Cyrax recap. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.